Alright, testing. How's it going, guys? This is a new series that I'd like to try doing and I've been wanting to do for a while, is Teamfight Breakdowns. And I love this in every game, but I've been playing a lot of League lately, so we'll be doing that for this. Alright, so today we have a replay where I was playing Cho'Gath, right here, versus Renekton, and it went well. So the setup is this. We're essentially ahead by 3k gold. We've lost several towers. They've lost several towers. I think they've gotten like every single Drake. No Rift Heralds, or maybe one Rift Herald, right? So they've gotten more objective control. We've been pushed onto our side of the map, as you can see. Our top lane is gone. One of our mid lane and bot lanes is gone. For them, only a bot lane is gone, and mid lane. And I think we just took top. Anyway, so we're gonna take a look at a deciding team fight. So clearly we're not that far apart in gold difference, but and in fact they're ahead in objectives, but what ends up happening is one team fight turning the tide of the game. So what we're going to see is they had Renekton over here, they had, I think it's Camille doing well on jungle Camille, Lux doing pretty poorly at mid, a Caitlyn at bot, and then a support Thresh, right? And on our team we had me, which was Cho'Gath at top, Wukong jungling, he was doing really well as well. We also have Aurelion Sol, he did really well at mid. Jhin, he's doing okay, but his build is really questionable. I'll take a look at that in a second. And also a support Nautilus, which is played by Shaddy, our friend. So taking a look at our items, just kidding, how do we do that? There. Taking a look at our items, we've got pretty high armor, right? So essentially I told Shaddy to build only armor, and so did I. We built huge amounts of armor, Randuin's Frozen Heart. For him, he himself got Sunfire, I had the Aspect, and Spectre's Cal, so he started building some MR, but, and, because we didn't have to worry about the Lux, right? So this Lux was not doing well. She bought a Dark Seal, but only just now started getting Glory stacks. And all we had to worry about really was Camille, Renekton, and Caitlyn doing any damage on us. And even then, they haven't quite scaled up, right? So we're hitting a power spike peak and a team fight peak, and they're hitting sort of only just now getting into their stride. So they really need to like step it up, and they haven't done that to this point. So what's going to end up happening is I'll let this play at full speed, and then afterwards we'll take a look at it at a lower speed, maybe a quarter speed or half speed, to take a look at exactly how this game ends up getting won by us in one decisive team fight. All right, so back to the direction again so that we can see what's happening. Group mid, right? So before we had been addressing their split push, they don't want a team fight. So now we're just going to go ahead and let this play. Look, gathering mid. Their team folds, blue team folds over. Renekton comes and dives. Too far. Folds in. Damn. That's the last shot. Camille gets chomped, right? And it's a 5-0 loss for the blue team, right? And a 5-0 win for the red team, obviously. So ends up being something that we can set up for a total win, right? So this is really well played by us, our team. Probably pretty poorly played by their team, right? And we end up winning the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and rewind it a couple seconds, just so we get a full team fight before it occurs, right? And slow it down. Alright, set up. And start pulling over, right? And bam, here. This is where it begins. Thresh uses his cooldown right here. It's a pretty poor decision by him as well. Renekton dives in. Camille's not even there, right? So Renekton dives in all gung-ho and shit, right? And look, I land a Rupture here on 2 or 3 in the back line, right? And as this is happening, Jhin is totally safe. Wukong's waiting for his assassin's opportunity. He's not very tanky. And us frontliners are just kind of doing damage in the front, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Camille is just now joining the fight. Rupture goes down on top of all of them. Pretty good Rupture if I do say so myself. Not only that, but then Aurelion Sol has his own peel. So he launches his ult, right? Boom. Hits 3 heroes and knocks them into the Rupture so that you're guaranteed in there. Same thing with Renekton. In fact, Renekton gets popped almost to it. He doesn't get quite hit by it, but the carries are hit by the Rupture. right? These two carries back here. Camille hasn't even touched anyone yet. And Renekton didn't take any damage, but he's all the way knocked away from everyone. He's already used his engage to get in, and he hasn't done anything, right? Wukong sees his opportunity, dives in, ready, up, and bam, right there, right? So he dives in, gets set, autos attacks, boom, and then ults, right? Perfect timing on his ult to knock up everybody right after everybody else is dead, right? So to guarantee that Caitlyn dies, Nautilus spends his ult on the Caitlyn just to make sure. Probably could have used it on Camille, right? Just in case Camille was able to find somebody, but of course not. It's already over. Jin just launches his last shot. Camille, nothing to do, decides to ult me for some reason. She has not many options anyway, so gets stunned, silenced, knocked up, and nommed, right? So it's over at this point. It's just completely done. So Camille didn't even have an opportunity to use those, what, 10 kills, I think? Where is she? 7 kills to her advantage. Her team went in without her, and it was over, right? So their team comp is a lot less capable of a team fight than we are, right? We have Wukong, which automatically makes us, like, much better than them. And we have Nautilus, much better. And Cho'Gath, right? Much better. And their team just doesn't have anything that can really address that. What they should have done and could have done is probably waited at the turret, poked us down, right? They have Lux, even though Lux isn't doing well. Had Lux maybe try to poke us down, use the ult on waves, like really try and clear it out. Wait for us to make a mistake, right? That's really the only thing that they can do is if we group as 5. Or they can hold the tower and one person split pushes. Pretend Camille comes and split pushes, really shoves us to the tower, shoves this tower or something. If Renekton had teleport, which I don't believe he did have, then he might have been able to come up and stop us, which he did have actually. But he might have been able to go and split push and then try to make us have a mistake and then come in teleport back to start fighting time. So this ended up winning the game. See, it's right to the Nexus. So it worked out for us. Prior to this, there was a bit of setup. I believe our Nautilus, right? Our Nautilus comes around and has warded. Oops. I don't know. This thing's kind of buggy. But our Nautilus has warded.
Gotcha. Peacemaker protocol initiated.
Warded all of this area right here for us, right? So good guy Nautilus has warded our jungle entrances, their jungle exits / entrances all over here. In the case, and all of us have done this, right? So there's more than 2 wards, obviously. So we've all done this together as a team effort, mostly him. But what ends up happening is if we don't win this fight, for example, we only kill 2 of them or whatever, and they push us off the tower, we can at least come back and force a Baron, right? They have no vision on this. They've been sort of hiding in their base, jungling for a little bit. They don't quite have perfect vision on this. And I don't know if our team has a sweeper. I think our Wukong has a sweeper here. So we would have been able to sweep this, make sure it's clear. So we would have tried to take this tower and try to get some picks over here. But if that didn't work out, we could have fallen back and forced the Baron. If they didn't want that, then if they wanted to try and stop us, then we could have at least forced a true team fight, right? So no matter what, we're always looking for objectives as a team, as us 5, right? As a team trying to get into it, trying to force them into something that they don't want to do. Which is 5v5, right? Because they're just going to lose a 5v5, just based on their heroes. Most likely, unless they're really far ahead. And if they didn't, if they were able to push us off the tower, then at least we could force a Baron. They would have to come and contest us, because then Baron would allow us to push the tower anyway, right? So, just essentially what we try to do here is find ways to force team fights and really go to our advantage, which is front line, really get ahead and let Jin do the poke damage, and Wukong, who is ahead, assassinate everyone right there. Boom. Assassinated. So this is a really good, perfect team fight engage. So I just wanted to show that off, and hopefully we can do more of these in the future. All right, thanks.
Red team double kill.